like you're supposed to have it all together, but inside you're wondering how everyone else makes it look so easy, you're not alone. This is Southern Sisters, a place for women who want to grow without the guilt, find purpose in the messy middle, and be reminded that you were made for more. Make sure you stick around. We always save the bloopers for the end. Welcome to our episode of Southern Sisters. We're so glad you're here. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have a really great episode for you today. We're talking all about adversity. It is April.
Yay.
It is the first week in April. And like we've said in other episodes, we went from order to adversity because the point is, if you are trying to put your life in order and you're putting the most important things first, adversary is going to say no.
Be thrown some crazy
no
stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So you're going to have opposition when you're dealing with putting order in your life and putting the most important things first. So that's why we're talking about it. Today, before we jump into our episode, I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't yet, you should check out the southernsisterhood.com because it's a really thriving place where we have bios of the sisters. We have where you can submit and ask a sister question. We have where you can sign up for our newsletter, which is a really great place to hear about what's going on for upcoming episodes. Like we put a bunch of tidbits in there that are really interesting. And I think it's really awesome. We haven't decided what we're giving away for April yet, as far as a digital download or freebie, whatnot, but it's going to be good. Okay?
Amazing.
So
It's going to be our most embarrassing photo. Just kidding.
no.
It's going to be of value.
It will be of value, something that will help you when dealing with adversity. I was thinking more like maybe some affirmations or like some different things that people can gravitate towards too.
I think we definitely need to give away some of your books because that has been one of the anchors that I have been able to go to be able to reflect on things and journal. And I read your book. I read it. I know this is weird for you, but I read a chapter of your book. It makes me a better person.
It's not weird for me.
do
I
need to give
adore
away
it.
some books.
Yes.
Should we give away a book
Yes.
for April?
Totally.
Wealth and Health Benefits Plus wants to buy 5 of those books and do a giveaway so that you can
Yes, for our listeners.
bless
I
other
love that.
people.
And subscribers to our newsletter. So if you
Yes.
subscribe to the
it.
newsletter,
We're gonna do a drawing.
We'll do a drawing at the end of April. You guys are brilliant.
5 people are going to get your book and make their lives better.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting. Okay, so our icebreaker question for today is, what's one character building moment you can laugh about now, but absolutely did not laugh about then? And for me, a character building moment that I think about often, especially every time I go to a baseball game, is that when we were younger, we had the opportunity to be famous. And because we couldn't be famous and
be
sing
famous.
the national anthem
That's
the
a little bit of a
most
stretch.
amazing way that the Redbirds ever saw,
A manager would have found us.
a manager would have found us, but instead we're here on this podcast.
We missed our shot.
Yeah, Megan threw away our shot, actually.
I ruined
Quotas
it.
on the street.
I ruined it.
All right, I'm going to tell this story. Okay,
how did I
here we
ruin
go.
it?
Here we
Okay,
go.
go.
We
Never
started, we
forget
went to
it.
the audition. It
Never
was
forgive her.
1999.
Was it?
No, it was.
I was probably 13, 12. We were older. How old were you, Megan?
I don't
Old
even
enough to
remember.
know better.
Yeah. So
Old
if you
enough
were
to
10,
know how not to ruin it.
no, you were probably even older than that because you could like do
Sing.
harmonies.
Mom and Dad secured a audition for us to sing.
Did they?
Because Dad cleaned their carpets, right?
To sing the national anthem for
s-
the
Let
Redbirds
me
game.
set the stage. This is our AAA,
AAA, yes.
baseball team. So we got these auditions. We walk out onto the field.
So big.
The entire auditorium, all of the sound system was up of the whole baseball field.
Yeah.
And they hand us our mics. We've been practicing for this moment for hours,
Months.
maybe.
Probably a couple days,
Like hours.
True
at
Kennedy
least.
fashion.
which was big
Yeah.
for us.
It was
We
more
had-
than usual.
Beautiful 3-part harmony that we'd practice. And for whatever reason, somebody said Megan should be in charge of the first pitch. I don't mean the ball. I mean our pitch to start out the song. And if you've ever sung the national anthem, it's literally one of the hardest songs to sing ever because the range is crazy big and it goes really high. So instead of Megan saying, oh, say, she decided to sing. And I look at Megan and I'm like, I'm an alto. Before we knew any better, we were singing, and so we started out, oh, say, can you see? And I'm like, Oh no.
And
I
I'm
was
a-
like immediate panic because I'm like, it goes way higher than this. How are we gonna do this?
I did this. This is going to be a train wreck. I did this.
Yeah, you did.
This is
And by
my
the-
train wreck.
So
And
Yeah.
we couldn't hit any of the notes.
Because, you
It was
know,
so bad.
it's not like I'm surrounded by mousy people. Like, I'm surrounded by divas. And so what was going through my head was, they're going to kill me.
totally.
They're going to kill me.
But you're still alive, so. And now every time we sing for years and years afterwards, we never let Megan give the
Never.
first pitch.
No,
Never.
never, ever
It
will
was
I ever
bad,
give the
guys.
first pitch again.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
I'm sure people were like, Steve, you said your daughters could sing.
They were cats. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That was a good one, Meg. Built character
Yeah.
for all of us. Thanks for that. Appreciate that lesson.
How about you, Lou?
Mine was I struggled in school. Like I've said before, I was undiagnosed ADD and had a hard time in school. So, especially middle school, I did really great up until 5th grade when we started changing classes. And it was like, I would get my mind right and all my things put together. And then they'd be like, ding, next class. And I'd be like, oh my gosh.
A whole separate set of friends. She had to say hi to everybody in the hallway.
So I struggled a lot in middle school. I got it together for high school, but middle school, 8th grade graduation, I was struggling with my grades, and I had done a project, stayed up really late last minute to get it all in there. I had a really awful teacher. She was really nasty and mean. And she called my mom and was like, she's not graduating today. She's not graduating the 8th
This is
grade.
the morning of graduation.
Yes. She's not graduating today, so there's no need for you to come. And mom was like, what are you talking about? She's like, she needed this grade or she's going to fail this class. So there's a final exam. If she gets a 0 on this, she's failing and she won't pass 8th grade. And so my mom was like, we did that project together. I saw her do it. I know she turned it in. So this lady was so nasty and mean. I was leading the choir
And singing a solo.
and singing a solo
At graduation.
at 8th grade graduation. Literally 10 minutes before, it wasn't sure I was going to graduate school. But the show still had to go on. So my parents went up there and came in the classroom and with me, like as my backup. And I walked right in and pulled my project out of there was a huge pile of binders, and I pulled my project out and I was like, here, this is where it is. And she's like, meh. So my parents had my back, and then I went and sang a little solo and led the choir with my man cut hairdo that I had just gotten before. Both of those things were building moments when I walked into Supercuts and said, do whatever you feel. I'll never make that mistake again. I just want something different, whatever you think.
Very,
Wait, you're
I
supposed to
was
be
like a
laughing
fat
too.
pixie.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be.
You don't do a pixie cut on a chubby girl unless it works with your face. I didn't. I had too
It
many
did not.
chins.
You're supposed to be laughing
I
too,
don't
Lindsay.
have the bone structure for a pixie cut. And Adam is literally like, oh my gosh. I'm like, me and my dad had the same haircut, and it was fine.
Except I had to put the butterfly clips in because
I had butterfly clips for graduation, so they knew I was a girl.
Oh my
And
God.
lots of makeup. So that's what built some character in me. Those experiences.
Oh my
just by the
goodness.
skin of my teeth. And that is how I've lived some of my life sometimes.
that's one of my favorite stories.
How about you?
What about Court?
Okay, well, mine, I'll be quick. I got divorced and decided that and Jared and I started dating, and I didn't want to be dating someone right after getting divorced. And I was like, I'm just going to put myself out there and just go to different things and make friends and stuff. And so I went to a singles conference, and it was for a whole weekend. And then all the people my age, the guys, they took out girls. They just ditched the last half of the second day, and they took out the girls that still had the toenail polish from their senior prom. And I was 26. So it was like all the 26-year-olds were like taking out the 18, 19-year-olds. And I think it was one of the guys. Do you remember whenever he said that I was like a train that had already left the station?
Oh my
I do remember that. That was very
it was
mean.
very sad. That was the same day as at that conference. Jared was having dinner with someone that he made this beautiful like golf ball marker for that had like her husband and her best friends. They died of cancer. He had their death dates on this like beautiful ball marker, and he was giving it to her that night with his friend. And she's an older lady and she's super sweet. She's one of our friends. But he was giving it to her at dinner that night at Half Shell.
Yeah,
Man was risking
super
his
nice.
life
Yeah.
because he's allergic to shellfish. And I literally had the thought, what are you doing here? You
should
have
be
this.
there.
You have this amazing. I've given you this man, just giving him to you, and like on a silver platter. And you're here at a conference feeling like crap about yourself. Yeah. And I literally called him crying. I was like, "Please come pick me up right now. I'm sorry." I was like, "I'm good. I know it's out there. I want to come back.
I'm
Truth.
okay.
I'm good. I've seen all I need to see. Okay, now just marry me." Anyway, so I can laugh about it now because it was horrible, though. It's a horrible place to be single after you've been married, and going back to stuff is horrible. So if you're in that place, I feel you. I feel you, girl.
Okay, so today for our sister segment, we are doing rapid fire, and it is Courtney's turn. So Lindsay is going to ask Courtney the rapid fire questions, and she's going to answer them rapidly.
Yep. Rapid fire question for Courtney. You ready? Courtney.
Ready.
Are you a morning person or night owl?
Neither.
That's true. You're midday.
She is midday thrive time.
Welcome to the club.
Your sweet zone is 12 to 8.
No, it's really
5.
not. I'm not a person. I'm not a human.
Lies.
I'm normally a morning person. That is my preference. But whenever kids are up all night, I can't be a morning person either. So
We'll
it's
get back to it
So
again.
right now I'm nothing.
Okay, favorite. She's not a night owl by a lot. I
By
don't know
a
anybody
lot.
else that's in their bed
Shut down.
shut down at 7 o'clock every night.
Shut up.
So crazy.
You guys, I literally have phone calls at night with clients, and I'm like, you get after 7, Courtney. She's unhinged. You want a night appointment? This is what you get.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my God.
All right, favorite comfort food. Favorite comfort food.
Bread.
Bread.
Or mac and cheese.
Okay, salty or sweet snacks.
Both.
All
All of the above.
all the snacks. What's one habit you wish you were better at?
Exercise.
Favorite place you've traveled?
Scotland.
What's one thing your kids taught you recently?
That they think I'm really cool because Chloe got called Courtney several times at a piano lesson, and the lady, her piano teacher, was like, "I'm so sorry, I keep calling you Courtney," and she goes, "That's a compliment. My mom is awesome."
Aww.
She said, "Thank you so much."
She's turned a teen corner.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Chloe's the one that tells me this. She's like,
amazing.
she's like, "Mom," and then she said that you're one of the most amazing people she knows, and I was like, I need to hang out. That's why I'm going to her house tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to hang out with people that like me.
This is a very good
That's
thing.
a great life.
That's an
skill.
adult corner.
Yes.
I turned an adult corner.
Yeah, you did. What's something
you
that
did.
makes you laugh?
Myself. Like literally, I'm hilarious.
Well, you make me laugh too. So I think it's great.
If you had a full day to yourself, what would you do first?
Sleep.
Oh, it's truth. What's one thing you're grateful for today?
You guys.
One word your sisters would use to describe you.
Helpful.
Oh,
Courtney loves to come in and save the day.
Totally.
superhero what?
Yes. Superhero. Yes.
I'd say a book or podcast you recommend right now, but it's ours.
Southern Sisters.
I
Good
love
job,
it.
Courtney.
Okay. Favorite drink order.
I go to Sips, Dirty Soda Shop. I get the Alani 32 ounce cherry slush, and it is with lime and coconut cream. And I just ask my friend that owns Sips what her favorite combo for an Alani is.
Alani, are those the energy drinks?
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
32.
Everybody's been talking about
Yeah,
them.
they're so good.
They're so good.
But they're so bad for you.
Oh.
So I just do it every once in a while. Once in a while a day.
Can't even beat your mountains.
Mountain.
Summer or fall?
Summer. It's my birthday.
Cook at home or eat out?
Eat out. 100%.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Big party or small gathering?
Small gathering.
Oh, give or receive gifts?
Give.
Plan ahead or go with the flow?
Go with the flow.
Ooh, board games? Yeah, right. Board games or card games?
Making sure you're paying attention.
Board games or card games?
Card games.
Love it.
Our episode today is all about adversity, and we are talking about being built for battle and why hard seasons grow strong women. So I think the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, why do we often assume that adversity just means something is wrong instead of something is growing? Like, how does that perspective shift change how we view adversity?
Because it's pain pain normally tells us something's broken and we need to fix it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's our initial, like, this is bad.
There's something.
That's why we think there's something wrong.
equals broken,
Yeah. Right. That's what
broke down.
broke down. Yeah. That's what you want to think because it's painful.
Yeah.
Everything you go through with adversity is going to hurt. It's just the way it is. It can hurt a lot or it can hurt just a little bit, but it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. And it's going to be painful.
Yep.
So when I was thinking about this episode, I actually had some inspiration a few weeks ago that I needed to share what season I am currently in right now. And it's easy and fun to have moments like we did with our icebreaker where it was like a hard thing, but you can laugh about it later. We're not quite to the point where we're laughing yet.
No, you're in the thick of it.
We're in the thick of it, but I wanted to share with you this experience because it's real and it's raw and it's important to talk about real life. So our next question is, how has a hard season strengthened your faith or perspective? We have been going through a really hard season right now in my own family through a series of events. Well, you know that I have taken a step back from photography over the last year, and I'm not doing as much of that as I have in the past.
She's had a million things on her plate, and we
She's been
talked about
letting
those
go.
several episodes ago. She's been making room for God and prioritizing that and figuring out what's most important. And here we are.
Yeah. So this is where we're at. This past year, we had a great Christmas. It was lovely. And we get to January, and I think it's business as usual. But one day, my husband comes home and says, "Hey, I've got bad news. We won't be getting a paycheck this week." And I was like, okay, because we're small business owners. It's not like this doesn't happen. Like there's some times where it's just like things are tight right after Christmas. You know, you don't see a lot of people at the end of the year because of holidays and
Co-pays
stuff.
and start over and
Yes. January is
deductibles.
always tight because, like what Lindsay said, he is a chiropractor and insurance deductibles reset and people don't want to come in for doctor's appointments until they meet their deductible, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. So that happens. And then the next week he comes home and he says, you know, still working hard, still living life, doing what we need to do. He's like, hey, guess what? I can't pay us again today. To which I'm like, oh, okay, well, how are we going to make this work? Like I work, manage all the things, find out like, what do we need to do to, make it work? What are we going to do?
Ben's recently taken over the bills
Yeah.
too. So like, yeah.
So he was handling all that stuff. So I was like, okay, we can do this. And I had this money coming in from travel and I helped my mom with social media as one of my jobs. And so we had some money from that. And then the next week comes and he's like, hey, I still don't have a paycheck. And then there was the ice storm. That
Where everything, the whole city shut down for weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. So 2 weeks of not seeing patients and not having cash flow on top of already being where that was. It was really scary. And my husband is my best friend and he's a hardworking guy. But when you have a business, if you're not feeding it energy or new people, new ideas, it kind of just fizzles out. It's a living, breathing thing when you have a business. And when he was struggling the last few years, his answer was to borrow money instead of putting new ideas into the business.
Which you didn't know.
Which I didn't. I mean, I kind of listened, but it's like I try to stay in my lane so that I'm not stepping on his toes and telling him how to run his business because we've never operated like that. And so what I didn't know was that he had gotten some loans that were of the predatory type that actually try to put people out of business because their interest rates are so high. and their payback is weekly. So the reason that we weren't having a paycheck was because he had borrowed money last year to fund our paycheck, really.
Yeah.
And it was really eye-opening. I felt helpless. My first response was to be angry because every year I did this really big photography job in January that allowed me to make thousands of dollars and would have easily paid all of our bills.
Right when you needed it.
Yep. And for the first time in 15 years, I said no because I felt that was what God wanted me to do. And I was so angry because I kept thinking, if I just had this money that I've had the last 15 years, we'd be fine. We'd be able to. Yeah, it would have bailed out. We would have paid all of our stuff. We wouldn't have skipped a beat. It would have been fine. It was not fine. We were both at a loss. Like, what do we do now? And then adversity just comes at you swinging when you're down. With thoughts like, you're 43. Shouldn't you have this figured out yet? We didn't know what to do, and we didn't know who to turn to. But we decided that we were going to do this 40-day prayer challenge where we fasted from a few things that we loved and that would be a sacrifice so that we could pray our way through this and see what God would come up with, because we believe in an impossible God who does impossible things. So we talked with our kids and we told them what was going on and how things were going to have to change and how life was just going to look a little bit different until we figured things out. That meant that I would be working more, which I'd been trying to scale back on, not with photography, but with other different things. It meant that my husband would have to do extra things, extra work too, so that we could still pay our bills. It was and has been probably one of the hardest things that we've done in a long time. Hard because of pride and ego and all of it. All of it. I feel like the prayer challenge that we did was incredible because it helped me have clarity and have an anchor when we were going through this hard thing. And so we started the prayers and we're like, we don't know what this means. We don't know where this is going, but we're just going to pray our way through it. And so every day we'd start with a prayer, and then we'd sit there for about 10 minutes after we prayed and just write down any inspiration. But we started this 40-day prayer challenge that was recommended by my good friend Amy, who was on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And through this, it was hard. It was stressful. It was hard because my husband was gone a lot, is still gone a lot. We're still in the middle of this. It's hard because you have to sacrifice. It's hard. His business is now, we're recording this mid-March, and he still hasn't given us a paycheck because we decided that he would use the month of March to accumulate cash so that this doesn't happen again. That's more sacrifice. We told with the kids, we sat down, and when we talked with them, we were like, we need to pray big. We need to pray big. So what does big prayers look like? It looks like Dad needs to see 100 patients a week. And at the time in January, his average was like 45. He needs to have 20 new patients every month, so new life is coming into that office. And I think for the whole month of January, he had 9. And we need to collect $10,000 every week. Well, the whole month of January was like $14,000 in collections. That tells you what we're praying for versus what it actually was.
Yeah. 40,000 to 14,000. That's big.
But would it cover everything? It would cover everything. Now, we start our prayer challenge, and a few days into our prayer challenge, we're talking with our wonderful parents. And they both say, we can help, which is a miracle. So they help pay off the bad loans. So now we just owe our parents a bunch of money.
Better than
Ego
vultures.
and pride,
No
right?
joke.
But the thing that has stood out to me so much is after I got over the anger, praying every day with my husband, I was able to hear whisperings of God speaking to my heart. And what he was saying is literally a big part of the whole dang book that I wrote last year, guys. Spot the miracles. Get on your knees. Read my words. Find my hand in this moment of hard. So, things are still hard, but I am choosing to collect miracles.
Is this your miracle book?
This is my miracle book where I just write things down. So, the last 2 months have been some of the hardest in a long time. We were faced with the reality of what happens when you keep your head in the sand and the power that crippling debt can have over your life. It has been a road full of anger, shame, and tears, but these are the miracles we've seen that stand as a witness to God's love in no order. Travel income has been booming. Last year was $200,000 all year, and I've already booked more than half of that. It's already a lot. My brother shows up with a microwave to just give us because ours broke in December. There was an x-ray collector. We had just got done praying one morning at the office, and the phone rings as soon as we get done with our prayer. And it was this guy that just said, I want to come and buy your old x-rays. Ben has 10 years of x-rays. Yeah. And he's like, we take the metal out of them and we'll pay you so much per pound. And I was like, how many boxes of x-rays do you have? And Ben's like, about 6 giant boxes that I can't carry myself. And I'm like, that's what we want. That's God showing up. That
Wow.
is something you didn't even have to do anything for.
That's so crazy.
Answer your phone.
Yep. Help from our parents with loans. That was a huge miracle. My mom, who we all know how brilliant she is, mentoring from her. She has agreed to be Ben's mentor, and it's been amazing to have somebody that's accountable to. He's done like businesses where he's had mentors, but not like this. She's a big thinker and she's brilliant, so it's great. Extra income from helping her with her accounting for myself. My husband has been doing deliveries at night, so he gets done with working, and that was from inspiration. Like, you need to provide for your family. Do whatever it takes. He's moonlighting as a chiropractor at another office on Saturdays to help, which has been really great. He's had more room rentals at his office. Kate's mission has been taken care of. I've been able to trade energy work with friends and have friends on Fridays, which are super fun. My kids are stepping up. They're being supportive, they're doing more to help, and they're mirroring our sacrifice. My husband and I are learning a lesson on forgiveness and leaning into the Savior's atonement.
That's a hard one to learn.
It is a hard one, but it's not just like, I don't ever look at what he did and say, oh my gosh, but I told him I needed forgiveness too, because for 2 years, I've known that his business has not been great. Like, it's not been what it was. Insurance.
Burying your head too.
I was burying my head and continuing to live the life I wanted to, not necessarily the reality of where we were. And that's
a struggle.
it's dangerous. So I asked for that. our daily couples prayer together is a constant need, and we've never felt closer. Lindsay got me groceries one night at Costco, and not like the normal stuff that we buy ourselves, because we've never gone without food. We've always had enough for that. She bought all the bougie stuff that you get whenever you don't have to worry about it.
And it was stuff you don't have when you're eating like poor people, like we
Rice
have
and
just
beans.
done for years. Yeah.
And I just remember she made these amazing protein balls. Recipe in the show notes. Okay. Courtney came over and edited a podcast, and then took my younger children so that I could get on time to work. My friend Sarah took my younger kids on a field trip so they didn't miss out. We had plans to go out of town for spring break with Ben's brother, and we didn't feel like we could do that now with his office. And so my kids get to go with his brother and his dad, who stepped in to help, which is really great. So they can still have a really great spring break. Miracle. There's grace for extra time to pay co-op fees. There's blessings, priesthood blessings for Ben and I from our leaders. He gave me a blessing that I could sleep. He didn't know that I wasn't sleeping. Yeah. Miracle. We've had parents step up as seminary substitutes so that Ben doesn't have to teach seminary, so he can just work more. Miracle. The prayers of the Myers family. Prayers from the temple prayer roll. I got 4 new chickens from my friend Heather and didn't have to buy them. That's awesome. I got Savannah banana tickets from Lindsay and Adam. We had a great night.
Way.
Didn't have to buy them.
What?
Courtney, Evie, and Evie's sister-in-law, Clarissa, all booked trips for me, which will bless our family. And my good friend Serena and I spent a wonderful afternoon watching an Elvis movie and just escaping all of our obligations.
That's awesome.
But it's just...
And they're still coming.
They're still coming. The greatest blessing was last week. I was up at my husband's office and helping out and working on his taxes to get that done. And I was looking at his ledger and I was like, wait, I said, I looked at his sheet. I was like, you collected $6,700 this week. $6,700.17. And I was like, how much did you make from the room rental for the veteran service? They come and rent a room. And he's like, $3,300. And so I looked at him and I was like, do you mean that last week you collected $10,017? And he goes, well, yeah, I guess I did. I was like, so it's the 6th of March and you've collected $10,000 for the week? And he said, yeah, I guess I did. And I was like, so I get to go home and tell our kids that the prayer they've been praying for 7 weeks has finally come true. Yeah. One big part of it. And he goes, well, I really wanted it all to be copays and stuff. And I just looked at him. I was like, that's not what you were praying for.
See the miracle, Ben. See the miracle.
See the miracle. And that is what I've chosen. So it's still hard. Don't feel sorry for me because I'm surrounded by angels and I'm surrounded by miracles. And we're going to work our way through it because that's what you do.
When you listen to this 5 years from now, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. You're going to just be like, I can't believe we were in that place and that I used it to help other people and that I shared it with other people.
In 5 years, she's going to get to be like I did and be like, hey, we just did this. We had the hardest financial struggle of our lives. Like, hardest time we've ever had ever, where we felt like there was no end in sight. And there's this thing called DoorDash, right? That Adam did for a year and a half after he'd work all day.
Yep.
And here's the blessings and here's how you do it. And after we were talking about it with Megan and Ben, Adam was like, I'm kind of getting the itching to go.
I don't know that Ben will ever get the itch.
That's so funny.
But it's like there were miracles when that happened too, and you're going to be sitting across from somebody and being like, I know the answer.
Yeah.
I know what can help right now.
Because sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah. Just help me figure out what to do, you know?
And it's so hard to share in the middle.
Yeah.
It's so hard to share in the middle. Everybody's like, here's my success story.
Right.
Well, there's going to be the people that watch this and they're going to be like, get it together, lady. Like, why are you crying on a podcast?
But if you're a troll, we will come after you.
No.
I'm going to actually look at the camera when I say this. She's vulnerable. She's raw. But we will come at you if you troll her, okay?
you can never
No,
say
you're going
I'm
to cut
fake.
that.
You can never say I'm fake.
Right.
No, you're just going to be sitting across from someone, or someone's going to hear this podcast and just be crying because they've been there. And they are there.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this quote. It said, faith is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move forward anyway. And in moving forward, I still get whispers on my heart. Like, it's going to be okay. Relief is coming in bigger ways than you can even imagine.
My favorite part of this whole thing has been watching you and Ben, your relationship completely change over the last 3 months. I've watched you guys be, you had a great marriage. You were best friends, but your marriage has changed. It's like, it's become sanctified.
Yeah.
And I think when you struggle with somebody like that and you go through something like this, it's like all you have is each other.
Yeah.
And that is something like through all of our medical stuff, that's something I didn't consider would be Adam and I. And when you struggle together, it bonds you forever. And you guys have gotten so close and turned to each other and turned to God together.
When you could be so bitter.
Totally.
And I've had
so hardened.
And it doesn't mean that you still didn't feel those feelings, but you didn't hold on to those feelings. You made a choice, a conscious choice to let it go and to let God.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt that during the time that we were doing this, that we were reading this, have been studying the Old Testament this year
With
seminary kids. And the scripture that I just keep going back to, it's in Genesis, but it says, like, what can you not do with God? What can you not do? What can God not do? And it was whenever he was talking about Abraham and Sarah having a baby and doing the impossible thing, and how they were 100 years old and like nothing in the world said that they should have a son and have this amazing promise of an amazing posterity. But what can God not do? And so I think that every day, what can God not do? What can he not do in my life today? I don't have all the answers, but I know that whenever you're having a struggle and you're having adversity, if you can lean into your relationship of faith, it will sustain you. We're promised we can do all things with Christ. And that is the whole point, because in these moments of fire, that's when you grow together with God. And I've seen it. All these miracles, all these angels that surround us. It's been incredible. I know that everything is going to be A-okay. I love this quote by C.S. Lewis. It said, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. And I'm holding on to that. Maybe it's our kids. Maybe they're meant to have extraordinary destinies. And seeing their parents struggle is going to help them overcome whatever struggles they have to in their life. I'm just really grateful for peace that I can feel regardless of what is going on around me. I can feel peace and have a knowledge that it's all going to be okay and that we're going to be taken care of, even though I don't know exactly what it looks like. And I have felt a whispering on my heart when I've questioned why. If I were still doing that really big job for pictures, we wouldn't have made any changes. We would have all kept our head in the sand. And with those really, really bad loans that were horrid, would he even have a practice right now?
Maybe
Maybe not. There would have never been a catalyst to make a change. So I hope that you will use this as a cautionary tale to pay attention to those things that you feel around you. This could have been avoided. It could have. But there's lessons right here that we need to learn, that we're only learning this way together. And that's where we're at. In Isaiah 41:10, it says, "Fear not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God." And that God is impossible, and he's big, and he's bold, and he's always with us. Our reflection question for the day is, where is God strengthening me through a challenge instead of removing it? Think about that. And think about ways that you can still see his hand through it all. And until next time.
Keep striving. We'll see y'all soon.
Now it's time for the bloopers.
Bloopers. She's a nooner. What a weird thing to be. Oh, I forgot what that was.
I don't even know what that is, so we can talk about that later.
She's a nooner. Yeah, like that's preference.
Gosh.
Oh my
wonder
gosh,
McKay
my
looked
face
awake.
is red. I'm like
He's
blushing.
like, what are y'all saying? You are neither a morning nor a night owl.